वक्रतुंड महाकाय सूर्यकोटिसमप्रभ निर्विघ्नं कुरु मे देव सर्वकार्येषु सर्वदा। सरस्वती नमस्तुभ्यं वरदे कामरूपिणी विद्यारम्भं करिष्यामि सिद्धिर्भवतु मे सदा। गुरवे सर्वलोकानां विषजे भवरोगिणां निधये सर्वविद्यानां दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः। ईश्वरो गुरुरात्मेति मूर्तिभेदविभागिने व्योमवद्व्याप्तदेहाय दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः। सदाशिवसमारम्भां शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम्। श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानाम् आलयं करुणालयं नमामि भगवत्पादं शङ्करं लोकशङ्करम्। साक्षात्कृतं दयानन्दं परमार्थस्वरूपिणं तत्त्वज्ञानप्रशास्तारं प्रणतोऽस्मि परं पदम्। ॐ सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यङ्करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ॐ शान्तिः शान्तिः शान्तिः। ॐ नमो भगवते वैवस्वताय मृत्यवे ब्रह्मविद्याचार्याय नचिकेतसे च। You can repeat from the Sangati Bhashyam. The screen you can see Tatacha Shrutihi from there onwards. Tatacha Shrutihi.
तथा च श्रुतिः
Can you see that? Tatacha Shrutihi.
Yes. Yes, Guruji.
Yes.
Anadvaka
अनद्वथा
Advasuparayishnavah Ityadya.
Parayashnavah ityadya
तथा च दर्शयति
तथा च दर्शयति
प्रत्यगात्मत्वं सर्वस्य सर्वस्य. It is not sarmasya, it's a typo. Yesha, not yesha. Yesha, okay. Yesha sarveshu bhuteshu
सर्वेषु भूतेषु
गूढोत्मानः प्रकाशते.
प्रकाशते
दृश्यते त्वग्र्या बुद्ध्या
दृश्यते त्वग्रया
सूक्ष्मया सूक्ष्मदर्शिभिः. This is the mantra we are looking at, and Bhashyakara gives the connection to this mantra by the Sangati. Tatacha Shrutihi Anadvaha Advasu Parayishnavaha Ityadya. The previous two mantras, through the two mantras, all the gati, the movement, the traveling was dismissed. There is no gati destination, really speaking, it is only avagati. Because it is pratyaghatmatvat, avagati eva. Therefore, no gati, no traveling. Therefore, since no movement is involved, and he quotes from the Shruti also, Itihasa Upanishad. There is an Upanishad. From that he quotes, Anadvaha Advasu Parayishnavaha. Parayishnavaha. Advasu Parayishnavaha. Advasu means, Advan means path. Advasu refers to here, all paths are samsara only. Whether it is Shuklagati or Krishnagati. Any travel, it's only a samsara. So Advasu Parayishnavaha. Those people who want to cross over samsara, want to be free from samsara, they are anadvaha. Dvaha means path, the traveler, patha. Patha gacchati. Patha gachanti iti dvaha. Nadvaha, advaha. So they don't travel any path. They don't travel any path because it is a matter of avagati, not the matter of gati. Gati involves karma. Avagati involves jnanam. Therefore, when we say gati here, gati in terms of only understanding, cognition. Gati is avagati. Attaining is not physically reaching. Attaining is gaining that already gained. That is the avagati. Tatacha darshayati pratyagatmatvam sarvasya. So, Shruti also shows pratyagatmam sarvasya pratyagatmam. Shruti shows sarvasya pratyagatma, which is the Purusha of all the beings, is shown by the Shruti in this mantra. Esha sarveshu gudeshu, Esha sarveshu bhuteshu, gudotma, guda atma, gudotmana prakashate. Sarveshu bhuteshu atma gudaha. This atma, Purushaha, sarveshu bhuteshu, in all the beings, sarveshu bhuteshu, bhuteshu charachara, charachara bhuteshu. This atma, this Purusha, charachara, the moving and the non-moving, in all the beings. Charachareshu gudaha, it is avrtaha, therefore na prakashate, therefore it doesn't shine as though. It is as though covered, therefore it is as though, because it is as though covered, therefore na prakashate. You cannot say it is na prakashate. It is prakashate eva. Prakashate is, it's evident, not evident. Self is always evident. It is a self-evident self. Atma is self-evident self. If it is not self-evident, it is not self, it is as though, because it is as though hidden, therefore it is not self-evident, but it is self-evident. In the presence of Atma, only everything is cognized. But we don't recognize it. Our cognition is covered. Our cognition is covered. So therefore, it is not that Atma is covered. Our cognition is covered. Therefore, it doesn't shine. So this Purusha, hidden, gudaha, covered, concealed. Atma is self-evident. Bhagavan is always self-evident. That is why it is Atma. Self-evident, that which is self-evident is Atma. But it is bhuteshu, sarveshu bhuteshu, charachareshu, it is gudaha, as though. Why? Because of Maya, because of avidya. Because of avidya. Because of avidya, this self-evident self is as though covered. Therefore, na prakashate. Therefore, not recognized. This Atma is not recognized. The Atma doesn't shine as though. Not only it's not recognized. One thing is not recognized, agraganam. And because of this non-recognition, non-cognition, another mistake happens. It is taken to be something else which is not. One is agraganam, non-recognition. Other one is anyatagraganam, recognizing to be something else. Atma is not recognized. And the Atma is not recognized as agraganam. The same Atma is recognized to be something else, anyatagraganam. So mistake at two levels. Mistake at two levels. So therefore, this is a very big mistake. Impossible mistake is made possible. That is Maya. Therefore, this Atma, if it is so, this Atma, how can it be recognized? How can it be appreciated? How can it be known? Because it is difficult to recognize. Shruti says, Godaha Atma na prakashate. The same Shruti tells in another place, it is not that difficult. But here, we say it is not evident, it is not recognized only for the unprepared mind. If the mind is prepared, then the Atma is available for your recognition. It's available for your perception as yourself, as a very subject. As a very subject, it is always there, in the presence of which only everything is objectified. That by its presence makes everything objectifiable, and that which itself is not objectifiable, which is self-evident, that can be appreciated when the mind is sufficiently ready for it. Therefore, Shruti says, buddhya, buddhi, drishyate. This Atma is drishyate. Drishyate means seen, not through chakshu, not through the physical eyes. It is jnana chakshusha, by the jnana chakshush, by the eyes of wisdom. This Atma is recognized, it is appreciated. Drishyate katam buddhya, through the buddhi, intellect. And the buddhi should be agraya buddhya. The buddhi should be one-pointed, should be focused. So, buddhi is the karanam by which the Atma is appreciated. Why buddhi? Because all the vritti, all the thoughts happen in the antakaranam. Therefore, the antakaranam should be prepared. Therefore, one-pointedness is required. Antakaranam should be prepared. It should be sufficiently pure. Chitta Shuddhi is required. And also, Ekagrata is required. Chitta Shuddhi is attained by Karma Yoga, and Ekagrata, that Agraya Buddhya, that Ekagrata is gained by Upasana. That is why Shruti prescribes many Upasanas. Upasanaya Ekagrata, Chitta Naischalyam, and Karma Yogena Chitta Shuddhi. That is the prescription by the Shruti. So by that buddhi, and that buddhi, now it has become sukshma, therefore sukshmaya buddhya dashyate. By whom? Sukshma darshibhihi. By the sukshma darshibhihi, drashtum shilam yasya, taihi sukshmam shilam yasya. By the people who have this shilata in appreciating the sukshma vastu, by them this Atma is appreciated, this Atma is recognized. So the mind should be subtle, it should be refined. Refinement is required because the Atma is Sukshma Vishaya. So, therefore, the mind also should be a refined mind. And that is gained by Karma Yoga and by Upasana. By Karma Yoga, all the Raga, Dvesha, all the emotional and the agitations of the mind becomes calm. Once the mind is calm, then only it can do Upasana. So Upasana is also important. So Shruti, Vedanta assumes that the person is sufficiently prepared by doing the karma prescribed in the Karma Kanda and also the Upasanas in the Upasana Kanda. The whole Karma Kanda is nothing but karma and Upasana. So by Karma Kanda and Upasana Kanda, a person is sufficiently prepared to pursue Vedanta. Therefore, Vedanta is at the end. And the person now is a Sukshma Darshi. Therefore, Sukshma Darshi Bihi, the one who has got the Sukshma Buddhi, Taihi Atma Drishyate iti. So it means Atma is not available for recognition for the common people. Common man, a common person cannot recognize it because it doesn't have the necessary preparation. Whereas a person who has the subtle and the ekagra buddhi, by that person only this Atma is appreciated and recognized. That is why with regard to this Atma, there are different opinions, different darshanas. And Charvaka, they don't accept Shruti at all. They accept only what is available for the perception. Their mind is so gross. And also no chitta shuddhi. Therefore, they won't appreciate. For them, the shariram is Atma. As long as this body is, so long the person is. So long I am alive. That is their conclusion. So therefore, buddhi is important. Sukshma buddhi. Then we can read the Bhashyam. Yeshaha Purushaha Sarveshu Brahmadistamba Paryanteshu Bhuteshu
Brahmadistamba paryanteshu bhuteshu
Gudaha
Gudaha
Samvrtaha Darshana Shravanadi Karma
Darshana Shravanadi Karma
Avidya Maya Achannaha.
Vidya Maya Achanaha.
Okay. Darshana Shravanadi Karma Vidya Maya Channaha is there you have to split. When you split Darshana Shravanadi Karma Avidya Maya Achannaha. There we stop. Next time we will read later. So Sarveshu Brahmadi Stamba Paryanteshu. Starting from Brahmaji, Hiranyagarbha is an exalted being. Therefore, starting from the exalted being, the Hiranyagarbha, Brahmaji, up to the Stamba. Stamba is the smallest thing, the grass. So, starting from Brahmaji up to this a clump of grass, Brahmadi Stamba Paryanteshu, Sarveshu, Charachareshu, everything is included. Chara and Achara, moving and the non-moving things. Sarveshu, Bhuteshu, this Purushaha, Yeshaha Purushaha, this Purusha, which is the subject matter, Prakritam Atma, this Prakritam Atma, Gudaha, it is hidden. It is hidden. Gudaha. Samvritaha. Samvritaha is avritaha. It is covered. Darshana Shravanadi Karma Avidya Maya Channaha. Darshana Shravanadi Karma. Karma activities. Darshana seeing. Shravana hearing. So, this Purusha having activities. Darshana, Shravana, not only the activities of Jnanendriya, Karmendriya, all the activities can be included. Therefore, Adi. This Purusha who is having these activities, who is having the Purusha. Therefore, Darshana, Shravana, Adi Karma qualifies the Purusha, Purushaha. But Karma is Napumsakalinga. Karman, Karma, Karmani, Karmani, Karma, Karmani, Karmani, or Karma, because it is a Bhagavrigi Samasa, qualifies the Purushaha. Therefore, it is declined like Atman Shabda, Nakaranta Shabda, Atma, Atmano, Atmanaha. Therefore, in Bhagavrigi Samasa, the Linga can change. Even though Karman is Napumsaka Linga, but here since it qualifies a Purusha, which is Pullinga, therefore, Darshana, Shravanadi, Karma. So decline like Atman Shabda. Bhagavrigi Samasa. So Darshana, Shravanadi, Karma. Darshana, Shravanadi, Karma. Now, like Atma, no. Darshana, Shravanadi, Karma. Naha. Darshana, Shravanadi, Karman is a Pratipadika. The same way as Atma. Atman, it is declined. So this person who has the activities like Darshana, Shravana, etc., they are only the indicators. It's only the indicators. By that we can bring in all the other activities also. So Darshana, Shravanadi, Karma, Yasya Saha, Saha Purushaha, Yeshaha Purushaha, who has these activities, and every activities, every perception implies the presence of Atma. Every activities, every perception is also an activity. Even though Darshana, Shravana is given, that is Karma. Karma is activity. So perception. Every perception or every activity implies the presence of Atma. Darshanam, seeing takes place. How does the seeing take place? Can seeing take place on its own? If the seer is not there, there is no seen and there is no seeing action. If the hearer is not there, there is no hearing and there is no heard. But the seer or the hearer cannot be seen, cannot be heard. Cannot be seen, cannot be heard. In the presence of that person, in the presence of Atma only, everything becomes evident. Everything is available for the perception, for objectification. So therefore, since this is possible because of Atma, we are supposed to appreciate this Atma, but we miss it. We don't recognize it. Agraganam. Our mind is so gross. It is engaged only in the object of what is heard or what is seen, but not the seer. The seer is missed. Therefore, na prakashate. Why it is missed? Why it is not recognized? Because avidya. Vidya maya channaha. Because the Atma is covered by avidya, otherwise called maya. This Purusha is Atma. This Atma is covered by avidya maya. If it is covered by avidya maya, then maya should be more powerful. Avidya must be more powerful. Therefore, it is not really covered. It is as though covered. This Purusha is covered by avidya, as though covered by avidya. And this avidya has got another name. It is called Maya. Maya, avidya, they are not different. Another name is Maya. Avidya and Maya. This avidya or Maya, otherwise called Maya, it is called by different names. It is called by the different names in the Shruti and also the Bhashyakara. Avidya means, Vidya means jnanam, knowledge. Vidya means jnanam. Avidya means ajnanam. Avidya is not the absence of vidya. Ajnanam is not the absence of knowledge. It is, ajnanam is opposite to knowledge. Avidya is vidya virodhini, opposite to vidya. It is removed by vidya, therefore it is called avidya. It is nanch tat purusha samasa, not abhavarte, virodharte. The word avidya we have seen. Karna shariram is also called avidya in Tattva Bodha. There we discussed this. Avidya is not the abhavarte nanch, it is virodharte nanch. Nanch is the negative particle. Dharma, adharma, na dharma, adharma. That na is there. Samasa. Nanch samasa. Nanch tat purusha samasa. So avidya, na vidya, avidya. Vidya virodhini, that is why it's called avidya. Because in the presence of vidya, when knowledge arises, avidya goes away. When the knowledge that it is a rope arises, the snake knowledge goes away. Snake knowledge is avidya. Snake knowledge is not abhava. You cannot say snake is not there because you see a snake and therefore you tremble, you agitate. Now in the presence of vidya, the knowledge, the avidya goes away. The snake knowledge goes away. In the wake of rope knowledge, snake knowledge goes away. So rope knowledge is opposite, virodhi, opposite to snake knowledge. Therefore, vidya is vidya virodhini avidya. Vidya is opposite to vidya. Vidya is opposite to vidya. And this other way is called Maya. Maya is the vibhuti of Ishvara. Avidya limits an individual, jiva. Whereas Ishvara, who has this Maya Upadhi, and for him, Maya is its vibhuti. It doesn't bind him. Whereas for the individual, it binds him. It puts him to samsara. For the individual, this avidya has power. It can cover and it can project. Avarana Shakti and Vikshepa Shakti. Whereas for Ishvara, Maya is within the control of Ishvara. That is why Maya tu Prakritim Vidyam, Mayinam tu Mageshwaram. Ishvara handles the Maya. Maya is under the control of Ishvara. So Maya is an vibhuti to Ishvara. And the word Maya, it's interesting to note how this word Maya, miyate aparokshavat darshyate anaya iti Maya. It is derived from the dhatu, ma dhatu. And it is from a Unadi Sutra. The pratyaya ya is added. Macha sasi subhyaha yaha. And after that, stri pratyaya, top is added. You get Maya. The word Maya. Miyate anyata pradashyate anaya iti Maya. Another way also we can give the Vyutpatti. That is, that by which something is seen or shown differently. That is called Maya. That is why it is called a magic. And Maya, the magician, is Ishvara. And this magic is with the magician. The magician knows the trick. The magic doesn't or cannot delude the magician. Magician handles the Maya. Whereas for a Jiva, it is not like that. A Jiva, it binds a Jiva. It binds a Jiva and makes it see it differently. So a Jiva is under the spell of magic, whereas a magician is not under the spell of magic. He is the handler of the magic. Therefore, this Maya magic, which is under the control of Ishvara, it projects. It is the cause for the projection, the Vikshepa Shakti. So Maya, Vikshepa Shakti. At the individual level, this Avidya represents Avarana Shakti. It covers, this Purusha is as though covered by Avidya, Avarana. Because it is covered, now it is ready for Vikshepa, projection. First is covering, then projection. First, this rope is covered and the rope is projected to the snake. First, the rope is covered, Avarana. That is the Avarana Shakti. And the rope is taken to be the snake. That is the Vikshepa. So Avidya stands for Avarana, and Maya stands for Vikshepa. And they are not different. Avidya eva Maya. Therefore, Avidya Maya, Mayaya Achannaha. And Avidya refers to Agraganam, non-recognition. And Maya refers to Anyata Agraganam or Viparita Agraganam. Anyata Agraganam, taking to be something else. And the taking is to be an opposite, totally opposite, like in the example of rope snake. Viparita Agraganam, wrong cognition. This Purusha, which is Atma, this Purusha which is Atma, it is covered by Avidya. And therefore, because it is covered by Avidya, therefore, I don't know the true nature of Atma. And therefore, because I don't know the nature of Atma, therefore, I take this Atma to be a Karta, a Bhokta. I take myself, the Atma, to be a Karta and Bhokta. I don't know the nature of myself. Therefore, that is Avarana. And therefore, I project myself to be a Karta, Bhokta, etc. Which is Vikshepa. This is a Viparita Graganam. First one is Agraganam, then Viparita Graganam. And this Purusha, Paramatma, it is everywhere. That which is everywhere, it is not recognized because of this Vidya, Maya, Channaha, covered, Avritaha, Samvritaha, iti. Therefore, now to recognize this and appreciate this self-evident Atma, what to do? For that, first thing is our recognition with, our appreciation with Anatma, that has to go. First, disidentification from Anatma and then identification with Atma. Anatma Abhimana. This Abhimana towards the Sharira. This Abhimana towards the Sharira should be withdrawn, and understanding Atma as Atma, myself. Two things are required because mistakes are done at two levels. Therefore, two things. Anatma to be understood as Anatma. A pot is to be understood as pot only. It is a Nama Rupa. But the Swarupa of pot is nothing but the clay. That is the understanding. Taking the pot to be a thing, substantial thing, forgetting the clay, not taking into account the clay, it's a mistake. That is Agragana. Now, to understand the pot is nothing but clay, what you have to do? You have to understand even the Swarupa of Anatma. Anatma is nothing but Atma. Atma is Atma, and Anatma also is Atma only. Because Anatma doesn't have separate existence. Anatma is not independent. If Anatma also is independent, then Atma cannot be independent. There cannot be two independent. There cannot be two Purna Vastu. Atma being Purnaha, therefore it is independent, and all the Anatmas have their dependency on Atma. Therefore, Anatma being Namarupa, to be appreciated only as Namarupa, and the Swarupa, the nature of Anatma is Atma. That has to be recognized. In the presence of Atma only, Anatma is. Minus Atma, Anatma doesn't exist. That is the appreciation, that is the recognition. If I appreciate that in the presence of me alone everything is, that is the understanding, and that is possible only by the Sukshma Buddhi. For that, we should study Vedanta, analyze the Shastra, analyze the objections raised by the Purva Pakshi. All these things makes our Buddhi a thinking Buddhi. We don't just gulp whatever people say. We think. A thinking is very important. For Vedantin, thinking is very important, not just swallowing up ideas. We have swallowed up so many ideas so far, but Vedanta doesn't ask you to swallow up ideas. It asks you to think. So therefore, this Atma, which is Purusha, which is the all-pervading consciousness, that is recognized only by the Sukshma Buddhi, because it is as though Gudaha and it is Avidya Maya Channaha. Therefore, Buddhi has to be Sukshma iti. And this Avidya, further, he says, this Avidya, because of this Avidya, this Viparita Graganam, otherwise called Anyata Graganam, is possible because of this Maya, and this Avidya is a basis, and because of this, the Vikshepa happens. Therefore, Purusha is Achanna. And that is why Purusha is not evident, na prakashate. The next line. Ataha eva Atma na prakashate Atmatvena kasyachit. The first one is the Hetu. First one is the Hetu. It is covered. And the Hetu, because of that, the first one is the Hetu. Atma is as though covered. Because it is as though covered, therefore, Ataha Atmana Prakashate. Why Atmana Prakashate? Because of the reason given. So Hetu is given. Because it is Achannaha. Mayaya Vidyaya Achannaha. Ataha na Prakashate. Atmatvena. Kasyachite. For anyone. For anyone, it is not recognized as Atmatvena. Atmatvena is as oneself, as myself. Atma is not recognized as myself by anyone. Myself is as oneself by anyone because of the reason given. Because of the reason given. Maya Channaha. Therefore, this Atma is not revealed to anyone as oneself. No one can recognize Atma. No one can recognize Atma without the teaching of Vedanta. Atma can be recognized only by the Shastra, teaching. By the teaching of the Shastra only, Atma can be recognized. You cannot stumble into Atma. This is a famous statement of Pujya Swamiji. You can never stumble into Atma. You can never bump into Paramatma. Because it is Paramatma. How can you bump into it? Because the very person who bumps is Paramatma, is a Purusha. Therefore, this Purusha is not revealed to anyone without the teaching of the Shastram, the Vedanta. You cannot recognize this without Shastram and without the support of the Acharya. Acharya Upadesha and Shastra, that only will, through that only this Atma can be recognized. Therefore, even though this Atma is evident, because we miss it, therefore, now it is, or it can be recognized only by the teaching of the Shastra. Even though it is oneself, but it is Atmatvena na prakashite. Even though the self-evident self, even though it is self-evident, but it is not available. The Atma which you cannot miss, you are missing. And now, to gain that missing Atma, you need the teaching. Because it is a very subject. It is the very subject. Therefore, it has to be taught. That's why Shastram is. That's why the Shastram is important. The teaching is important. And the teacher is important. Then the next line. Aho atigambhira.
Aho
Adigambhira.
Durabhahya vichitra maya cha.
Duravagahya Chitramaya cha
Iyam it ayam.
Iyam yat ayam
Sarvaha jantuhu.
Sarvaha
Jantuhu.
Paramartataha.
Paramarthatah
Paramartha satatvaha api. Evam bodhyamanaha.
Evam bodhyamanaha
Aham paramatma iti.
Aham paramatma iti
Na grannati.
na grannati.
Up to that, it is one line. Now the second line, continuing that. Anatmanam.
Anatmanam
Ehendriyadi sangatamatmanaha.
Dehendriyadi sangatamaatmanaha
Drishyamanamapi.
Drishyamanapi
Ghatadivat.
Ghatavivat.
Atmatvena.
Atmatvena
Aham amushya putraha iti.
Aham amushya putra iti
Anuchyamanopi grannati.
Anuchyamano
Granati.
Have you read this line in the last class? Not yet, I think.
This line we didn't read.
We did explain.
Before up to Grannati we read. After Anatmanam we didn't read.
Okay. Let's explain this line again. Aho ati gambira. Duravahagya. All these are descriptions of the Maya. Maya is ati gambira. Duravahagya. Vichitra. Maya is Trilinga, therefore Iyam. The glory of Maya. This Maya is Atigambira. Atigambira is, it is very profound. It's very deep. Atigambira. Duravahagya, inscrutable, impenetrable, this Maya. You cannot examine this Maya. When you examine, it will not be there. It will go. For that, Sukshma Buddhi is required. So, it is Duravahagya, Atigambira, Vichitra. This Maya is this Nama Rupa Jagat, Nama Rupatmakam Jagat. It is Vichitra, it is variegated, it is different. Therefore, Vichitra Maya, Iyam Maya, Yat Ayam Sarvaha Jantuhu Paramartataha Paramartha Satatvaha Api Evam Bodhyamanaha. This Maya, Iyam Maya, which is Atigambira, Duravahagya, Vichitra, even though this Maya, Sarvajantuhu, all the beings, really, Paramatataha, in reality, all the beings, Paramartha Satatvaha, the nature of the nature of the thing, the nature of the beings. Paramartataha satatvam yasya. The nature of the highest, the nature of the reality. In reality, the nature of these beings is the reality, is the Purusha. In Paramatataha, Paramata Satatvaha. In reality, the nature of the beings is Paramata Satatva, that is Brahma, the highest reality, the ultimate reality. Api evam bodhyamanaha. Evam bodhyamana. And it is taught. And it is taught to the people, to the beings in this manner. In reality, you are that ultimate reality, Param Brahma. Iti evam bodhyamanaha api aham paramatma. Iti bodhyamanaha api. I am that Paramatma. Iti bodhyamanaha api na grannati. Na grannati is the person, the jiva, the jantu, the being doesn't accept this. This is a fact. Paramartataha, this satyam. Satyam is, this jiva is Atma, Paramartma. This is the fact. And even if it is taught, then the jantuhu, the beings, Bhashyakara mainly addresses human beings. We don't teach cows and all. Only human beings. This human beings doesn't accept this fact. Even though it is a fact, even if it is taught, but the person doesn't accept. Everything is Brahma, Paramatma, and that is myself. Even if it is taught, the person doesn't accept. This is Maya. This is Maya. Even when it is taught, it is not acceptable. Whereas Anatmanam, whereas this Dehendriyadi Sangatam Atmanaha, this Deha Indriya Sangata, this body mind sense complex, Anatmanam, this Anatma, Degendriyadi Sangatam Atmanaha. Degendriyadi Sangatam is Anatma. Therefore, Degendriyadi Sangatam Anatmanam Atmanaha, taking oneself to be the Atma. Deha, Indriya, all these are Anatma. This, it's an assemblage put together. This Anatma is taken to be Atma, Atmanaha. Degendriya, it is available for objectification. Like Gatadi, like a pot, etc. are available for objectification. Drishyamanam api. This Degendriya Sangata is Drishyamanam api. Even though it is available for objectification, like Gatadi, like Gata, etc. But Atmanaha, for oneself, Atmatvena Grannati. He takes that to be Atma. That is, Anatma is taken to be Atma. Even though Anatma, even though body, etc., this body mind sense complex is Anatma, it is available for objectification, like you objectify a pot, etc. But for oneself, Atmanaha Atmatvena Grannati. But the person, it takes it to be Atma, Atmatvena Grannati. For oneself, it is considered to be Atma. Is it taught? No. Anuchyamanaha api. Even though it is not said, even though it is not taught, no upadesha given. You are this body, mind, sense complex. This shariram is you. This anatma is you. Nobody taught without giving upadesha, without being instructed. But Grinnati. Anuchyamanaha api anatmanam degendriya sangatam atmanaha atmatvena Grinnati. Jantuhu, sarve jantuhu. It is amazing. Even if it is not, it takes Anatma to be Atma. Even when it is taught, Atma is Atma, Anatma is not Atma, that a person doesn't accept, doesn't understand. That is the meaning. And Aham Amushya Putraha. Who taught this? Aham Amushya Putraha. I am the son or daughter of so and so person. Who taught? Nobody taught. The person thinks he is a body. Who asked him to think that he is a body? Who taught that he is a body? And the relationship with the father and mother, it's all based on only on the body. So, Nobody taught him that he is a body. Nobody taught him that he is a body. And he is so identified with his body, and therefore now he has established relationship with the people around. He himself has himself identified with the body, which is not been taught, and because of that, he is now identifying with all the relations, father, mother, etc. It's all because of taking oneself to be the body, which is not taught. Agam stulaha. Who taught you agam stulaha? I am fat. Agam krishaha. I am lean. Who taught? Nobody taught. Even without taught, it is taken. Therefore, because of this, Atmana Prakashate. Because of this, your Swarupa is not Prakashate. Your Swarupa is being Atma. It is not recognized. Not Prakashate. Iti. Now, the next line. Nonam parasya eva
Nunam parasya eva
ayaya
maya
mo mukhyamanaha sarvaha lokaha bhambramiti. It's very surprising. Nunam, indeed. Nunam is abhyaya, indeed. Nobody taught, but the person takes himself to be this body, mind, sense complex. Shrira Sangata. Indeed. Parasya eva mayaya momukhyamanaha sarvaha lokaha bhambramiti. This sarva lokaha, this entire loka, the prapancha, entire loka stands for the people. The entire loka, the world. Momukhyamanaha. Momukhyamanaha. It is intensely deluded. Mukh dhatu. Mukh dhatu. Momukhyamanaha. Young pratyaya is added in the sense of intensive or frequentative. That is the sense the pratyaya as. The young pratyaya is added to mukh dhatu. Adding that you get the duplication. Momukhyamanaha. So mukh means vaishitya mukh, delusion, deluded, mukh, mukhyati. Young pratyaya added and then shanach. Momukhyamanaha. Okay. So this entire loka, it is momukhyamanaha by Maya. Mayaya momukhyamanaha. This entire world which is deeply, intensely deluded by Maya. This intensely deluded, that is the word, that is the meaning that momukhyamana, momukhya gives. And it is momukhyamanaha, shanach is added. Mukhyati is atmanepadi. And here shanach is said, therefore it is karmani. Young plus shanach is added. Anyway, that is grammar point. So, this Maya, by Maya, this entire prapancha is intensely deluded. And this Maya belongs to whom? Does it stand alone? No. Parasya eva. Paramatmanaha eva. This Maya is not separate from Paramatma. Therefore, Parasya eva Mayaya momukhyamanaha. Sarva lokaha. This Sarva loka, the entire world, is deluded intensely by the Maya, which belongs to Paramatma. The Maya has no independent existence. Therefore, Parasya eva Maya. Paramatmanaha eva Maya. And because of that, what happens? Bhambramiti. Bhambramiti. Bhram is to move around, wandering. Here also, the young pratyaya is added, but the young becomes a look. So, Bhambramiti. The every being is, they wander in this samsara. They repeatedly move around in samsara. Bhambramiti. Brahm is to wander, to move. They move around in samsara. It means punarapi jaranam, punarapi maranam. They move about in samsara intensely and deeply. Iti. Then the next line. Tatha cha smaranam.
Tatha cha smaranam
Naham prakashaha.
naham prakasha
Sarvasya yogamaya samavritah ityadi.
सर्वस्य
योगमाया
योगमाया
समावृतः
समावृतः
इत्यादि।
इत्यादि।
This is from the Gita, 7th chapter. Naham prakashas sarvasya yogamaya samavritah. So Gita says, Aham na prakashaha. Aham na prakashaha. Why? Because by Maya samyak avritaha. Yoga Maya. By the Maya, it is samavritaha, samyak avritaha. It is very well covered. Therefore, sarvasya na aham prakashaha. Even though aham, being the Atma, the self-evident Atma, prakashaha, it is prakashaha, it is aham na prakashaha. Sarvasya aham na prakashaha. Not evident to all the people. Why? Because it is covered by Maya. We cannot say it is not prakashaha. It is prakashaha, but it is not evident for the person because of Maya. Sarvasya na prakashaha. Not to all the people, to only selective people. Why selective? Because they have the sukshma buddhi. That's why drishyate pragrya buddhya iti. Tatacha smaranam. Smaranam is here. Pashyakara, he remembers, making us remember. He thinks we have studied Gita. Therefore, he makes us remember the Vakya of the Smriti. Aham, that is I, the Paramatma, Sarvasya na prakashaha, not revealed to everyone. Why? Because Yoga Maya Samavritaha, because it is covered by Maya. Iti. Yoga is the combination of three gunas, Sattva, Rajas, Tamo, Gunatmika, Maya. That is your yoga here. The Maya which has this three guna, because of which it is not available for, not revealed to the people. Iti. Then the next line, Purva Pakshi comes and raises an objection. Nanu viruddham idam uchyate
विरुद्धम् इदम् उच्यते
matva dhiro na shochati na prakashate iti cha.
मत्वा धीरो न शोचति
प्रकाशते इति च.
Objection is raised by the Purva Pakshi. Nanu means objection. Viruddham idam uchyate. Viruddham is opposite. Idam uchyate. Viruddham. Matva dhiraha na shochati na prakashate. All these are Shruti statements. Matva dhiro na shochati kutra asti. Same Kathopanishad. Na prakashate. The same shloka now what we are studying. These are the Shruti Vakya. Matva, having understood the Atma, Atmanam Matva dhiraha na shochate. Paramatmanam Matva dhiraha na shochati. Na shochati. Having understood the dhiraha, that is Viveki Purusha, it doesn't grieve anymore. And another sentence is that na prakashate. These sentences are contradictory. Matva, having understood Atma, a Viveki doesn't grieve. And this Atma, it is not available for recognition. If it is not available for recognition, then how can a person understand it, can recognize it? Viruddhameva. It is viruddha, it is contradictory. Matva is having understood Atma. But Atma itself is not available for recognition. Na prakashate. Mantra says na prakashate. So how can the Atma which is not prakashate, which is not available for perception, for knowledge, how can you say it is understood by dhiraha? Is it not contradictory? We are talking about Atma and this, which is should be recognized, and at the same time it is not recognizable. Statements are contradictory. It is the Purva Pakshi. Purva Pakshi says, Father Bhashyakara says, Na etad evam
न एतत् एवम्
एवम्
asamskrita buddhehe
संस्कृतबुद्धेः
abhigneyatvat na prakashate
अविज्ञेयत्वात् न
ज्ञेयत्वात् न प्रकाशते
प्रकाशत
इति उक्तम्.
इति उक्तम्.
So Bhashyakara first he simply says na etat evam. It is not so. Etat evam na. It's not like that. It's not like that means the sentences are not contradictory. For you it is contradictory, but for me it is not contradictory. Even though it appears to be contradictory, it is only an appearance of contradiction, but it is not really. Why? Asamskrita buddhehe avijneyatvat na prakashate iti uttam. Asamskrita buddhi. It means, what is asamskrita buddhi? It means for the one who has not studied Sanskritam. That to Panini and other sutras, Unadi sutras. That is not the meaning here. Asamskritam is samyak krita. Samskrita buddhi. The buddhi. The buddhi which is not Samskrita, which is not refined, which is not prepared. Asamskrita buddhi. The buddhi is prakrita. The buddhi is unrefined. Prakrita is, the buddhi is not cultured, not cultivated. The buddhi is not trained to think. The buddhi is not trained to cognize. That is prakrita buddhi. Doesn't have this scrutinizing, examining capability. That is called prakrita buddhi. And that has to be made samskrita. That has to be made samskrita. Karma yogena upasanena samskrita buddhi. So it is not prakashate, not available for cognition, for recognition, for the samskrita, asamskrita buddhi. Samskrita buddhi yasya saha refers to the person. Samskrita buddhi, na samskrita buddhi, asamskrita buddhi. So asamskrita buddhi yasya saha. That is the person whose mind is not samskrita, unrefined buddhi. The one who has unrefined buddhi, for him, it is na prakashate. It is not, you cannot recognize it. Na prakashate, the Atma is not available for recognition for that person. Avijneyatvat na prakashate. Asamskrita buddhege avijneyatvat. Vijneya means that which is available for understanding, comprehension. Na vijneyam avijneyam. Not available for comprehension. What? This Atma. Asamskrita buddhi doesn't have the status of comprehension, comprehending the Atma. Therefore, avijneyatvat asamskrita buddhehe na prakashate. Iti uktameva. It is correct only to say that for the asamskrita buddhi, for the person who has this asamskrita buddhi, which doesn't have the capability of understanding the Atma, for him, this Atma is not prakashate, not recognized. Not recognized. Iti uktameva. It is correct only. Whereas the next line, drishyate tu
दृश्यते तु
samskritaya agraya
संस्कृतया
samskritaya agraya. Okay, then the next one is, it's not visible. Agraya. Okay, agram iva
इव
agrayataya
अग्रयातया
ekagrataya ekagrataya. Okay, upetaya ityetat. Up to that we will see. Drishyate tu, whereas this Atma is available for recognition. Drishyate tu, for whom? Samskritaya agraya, for the buddhi which is Samskrita. Samskritaya agraya buddhya drishyate. By the buddhi, which is Samskrita, refined, which is agraya, which has got this one-pointedness, this Atma is recognizable. Samskritaya is Samskrita buddhihi, taya, agraya. In the mantra, agraya is there. Agraya is, the word agraya is the Chandasam, agram. Agraya is agram iva. Agraya is agram iva. It is one-pointed. Agraya. Ekagrataya upetaya. Upetaya is endowed with. Endowed with the one-pointedness. Agraya, it must be agraya. Agraya, in it is given in the mantra, it is Chandasam. Agraya buddhya. So agram is which is right in front. So it means one-pointedness. Ekam agre yasya, that is yasya saha, that is ekagraha, ekagraha. Ekagrata, ekagratasya bhavaka, ekagrata. Ekagrata is the one-pointedness. So ekagrataya upetaya, endowed with this one-pointedness. It means the buddhi is not scattered. It is fixed on the topic and it can penetrate into the topic, understand the topic clearly, and even if any Purva Pakshi argues, understand the fallacies of the argument, that buddhi is agram, agraya, buddhya, drishyate eva. That is the Samskrita buddhi. That is the Samskrita buddhi. This is recognizable. The Atma is recognizable. Agraya buddhya iti. Okay. Agraya, agrim iva agraya. So the word should be agraya should be, but in the moolam agraya is there, which is Chandasam. So taya buddhya ekagrata upetaya iti etat. So there is no contradiction. Matva dhiro na shochati. There is no contradiction by the buddhi which has this ekagrata. Ekagrata means one-pointedness, not only one-pointedness. The buddhi is sufficiently prepared. Ekagrata is gained by upasana. So upasana is indirectly mentioned. The person has done karma yoga and has done upasana, therefore he has gained the ekagrata. So therefore the buddhi is Samskrita. By that Samskrita buddhi, dhiraha, who has the Samskrita buddhi, he can recognize matva na shochati. Having understood, he doesn't grieve. Therefore there is no contradiction. The Bhashyakara says. So we stop here. The next line we'll see. We'll see in the next class. Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om.
धन्यवाद जी.
धन्यवाद.
धन्यवाद.
धन्यवाद.